Charlie Parsons here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, with the man with probably the best voice in boxing and also the best hairstyle in boxing, David Diamante, my friend. How are you, sir?
I'm great, man. Nice to see you, brother.
Nice to see you too. Let's talk about what we've just saw up there. Press conference. I suppose when you've got two guys who don't speak the same language, it's never going to go back and forth. It's never going to be intense. The animosity's not going to be there. But Joshua looking laser focused. I would like to say Usyk looking laser focused, but the guy's just a lunatic. So who knows what's going on up there? But what can we take from that in your eyes?
Well, I think even if they did speak the same language, first of all, they do speak the same language. They speak the language of fists. But if they spoke the same oral language, I think these guys are both very respectful anyway, but that doesn't mean they're not going to go as hard as possible on Saturday night. I think they both do look laser focused. Usyk really looked in the moment. I think what's going on with his country has taken his focus to even another level, if that's possible, because we saw what he did through the cruiserweight division. Just amazing. And I got to call a lot of those fights, and I've known him for a long time. And he's just that type of guy. He's laid back, he's funny, but when it comes to business and to work, he is laser focused. He's always been laser focused in the ring, but now it's almost like he's on another level. AJ, same type of situation where, he is extremely focused. He's got a new trainer and a new attitude, and he just can't wait to get in there and do the business on Saturday. So, look, this is what we love. Two freight trains coming head-to-head for the Unified Heavyweight Championship of the world. Doesn't really get much better.
And then the face-off, obviously, they wouldn't have been able to understand each other, but once again, a few words uttered to each other. Is there anyone that you sort of gave the edge in that? Or Joshua very quick to leave. Usyk danced on the stage, I believe, singing, must have been the national anthem or something, but teams going at it, shouting, obviously, as you do in the week. Did you give anyone the edge in that head-to-head?
Well, to me, that stuff, I think the fight is already won or lost in your training, so especially guys on this level. I mean, you might have a little bit of edge here with that or with this, but I don't look into that so much. I think that, again, like I said, Usyk has so much in this fight because he's not just fighting for himself, but really for a whole country at this point. And I think that's a big deal.
I caught up with Eddie Hearn on Monday, and he said to me that he'll be a little bit worried if by the 6th or the 7th round Usyk is not out of there or hurt. I then spoke to Joshua, I reiterated those comments, and he said, you know what, look, let's manifest that into existence. The vibe that I got from that was that they're looking to go in, impose themselves, put some power behind them shots, and maybe get him out in the first sort of half of the fight. Do you think that would be a sensible thing to do, or given the way the first fight he didn't impose himself enough?
Well, I think that it depends because you have a guy like Usyk who's a master boxer. So remember, you have to work on your timing. So you got to set traps. You have to be able to catch him. So that could take shorter than 6 rounds. It could take longer than 6 rounds. It might not happen at all. So, but it is physical chess, and like I said, he's going to have to set traps and he's going to have to get the timing to really land a flush shot on Oleksandr Usyk. But there's no doubt that AJ has incredible power. So it's going to be very interesting. The one thing you don't want to see is if AJ comes in there with guns blazing and he's not effective, you don't want him to gas out early in the fight because that would be a problem.
And then another thing for me, and I've been reiterating this in basically every interview I've done, I caught up with Buddy McGirt today, and a lot of people, and I know in boxing, we always see a small video of training footage, and people dissect it more than we probably should, but we can't help it, we're purists, we love it. Usyk, there was a video in Dubai where he's sort of moving about, and he looked very, very big. I've seen him this week, I can't say that he looks much bigger than last time, but I did ask Buddy McGirt and I said, if he has bulked up, what do you think? He said, bigger's not always better. If it worked the first time, why change it? What are your thoughts on that if Usyk does come in larger? Maybe, obviously, looked like he'd hurt Joshua in the 12th round. Maybe this time the game plan could be different. The game plan could be to go in there and get Joshua out there.
Well, again, I think what hurt Joshua more than the punches per se was just being tired. He seemed pretty gassed out. So he's going to have to conserve energy, AJ, if he wants to go the full 12. But as far as the weight, I've heard people say what you just said. I've heard that also, but I've also talked to people on the other side that have told me not. I don't know who to believe. Again, this is boxing. What I will believe are the scales. So I'll believe the scale tomorrow. When they step on that scale, then we'll see where it is with the weight. But either way, Usyk, again, he's a master boxer. He's not new to this. So if they do come in at a higher weight, I think they'll have a plan to carry that weight.
Very well said. Friday we will indeed find out. David Diamante, as always, thank you very much for your time. Just a final message?
Just everyone tune in. It's going to be great. Great to see you. And let's see it, man. Rage on the Red Sea, baby.
Thank you for speaking to me at Fight Hub TV.